What's up, my peeps? Welcome to another episode from your favorite urban traveler. Now, I'm standing here in front of Tommy's Tavern because I'm hungry. And the reason I'm hungry is because it's the 4th of July and I just went, saw the fireworks and figured let me come on down here on this Friday afternoon, Friday evening and get something to eat because I'm starving. Because you know what? It wasn't easy to see the fireworks. But I'm going to show you how I did it. I love penne vodka.
Try it.
Alright.
You want a quarter?
Huh?
Said you want a quarter? You can flip it.
A quarter I can flip. No, I'm gonna go with the penne vodka.
I got you.
So I went home, took a shower after walking as much as I walked. Went home, took a shower, decided to come over to Tommy Taverns and grab something to eat. And I wanted to start out with my new favorite appetizer, the Firecracker 50/50, which consists of 50% shrimp and 50% calamari. And I know y'all don't know it, but I am a fool for some fried calamari. So just to be clear, I would not be showing y'all this dish if I didn't like it in some kind of way. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I came back to Tommy's Tavern because I liked the Firecracker 50/50 so much. I liked it so much I wanted to do it again, and I wanted to share it with y'all. This is so good. So it's got like, I don't even know what kind of sauce this is, but it's sweet and spicy. Is it mine? Yep. There you go. Now, I normally don't do 2 appetizers, but today, brother needs his protein. A lot of onions. And this right here is a cold oven roasted wings. What that means is it's skinless and it's not fried. This is new for me, y'all. Skinless, non-fried wings. Let's see what it do. Alright, so my first impression, these are some meaty wings. And I like that. I mean, I can't even lie. I like when you get a good amount of chicken on a chicken wing. My second impression, I had to adjust to the fact that they weren't fried. And once I accepted that, I like the taste and I like the texture. That's it. There you go, man. Thank you. And just like that, I got my entree. Penne vodka with grilled chicken. Steam coming off it and whatnot. And mind you, I'm not really hungry since I already had 2 appetizers, but I wanted to try something other than the Firecracker 50/50. Plus, I needed some starch to help me recover from all that walking I did, which I'll tell you all about in a few minutes. And the thing I liked about this dish, the thing I noticed right away is they give you a lot. And I mean, like, if you come here with an appetite, you will not be disappointed. And chances are, if you're anything like me, you'll enjoy this dish. And what's not to enjoy? Like I said, you get a good amount of pasta, and surprisingly, you get a good amount of chicken breast as well. But if there's one thing I would say is, I know I've heard that a lot of people like their vodka sauce thick. And this vodka sauce is not. It's not runny, but it's not thick either. But it is tasty, so if that's enough for you, you should be all right. I don't know about y'all, but I really appreciate a good meal. Even something as simple as this. See, right about now, I'm able to slow down and enjoy this meal. This is that sweet moment right before you get too full. You know what I'm talking about? And I have to ask because I've come to realize that a lot of people only eat because they're supposed to. They don't have a real love of food. They only eat because they're supposed to. Taste is not even important to them. I mean, I've met people who literally act like they feel bad when they get full.
I didn't even try this yet.
Speaking of taste,
Oh, Parmesan cheese. What the heck was I thinking?
so as I sit here sprinkling this Parmesan cheese on my penne vodka with grilled chicken breast,
See what happens now.
I'm also thinking about the day I had and how it turned out versus how it could have turned out. Oh yeah, there's a whole story I can't wait to tell y'all.
So this is that kind of meal that you don't want to eat when you're hungry, and you don't want it to be over when you're eating it.
But nothing good lasts forever, right? Now, in case you're interested, this Tommy's Tavern is located at the City Place Center, 11 Promenade, Edgewater, New Jersey.
Woo! All right. I am full and I am satisfied. All right, so let me just start from the beginning. Early in the morning, I decided I was going to go see the fireworks. So I went online, went on the internet, and I looked up where the fireworks were going to be exactly. It shows, online it shows you where the barges are, something like that. And so I got an idea. So then I went on Google Earth to find out exactly what in Brooklyn was straight adjacent from that, right? Then after seeing that area, then I went on the subway map to see what subway would take me to that area, close to that area. Turns out the 203 goes to Clark Street, which is right there where I needed to go. So the plan was, which is what I did, jumped in the car, drove from Jersey to Manhattan, parked the car on 97th Street, got on the 3 train actually, took the 3 train to Clark Street. Then, this is all according to plan, so it's working. Everything is working. Got off. As I got off, there was a sign that said the train wasn't going to be stopping there after the fireworks, so I knew I had to find an alternate way back after that, right? So I wasn't worried about that. I wanted to get there first. So then the next thing was, all right, now I'm walking down toward the fireworks, but it's not that crowded yet, and it's only around 6 o'clock. It's now 6:20. So I'm walking down toward the river, and I start to see all these shops where I can grab something to eat. All right, so got here early, about 3 hours early to be exact. We'll see what happens. Figured let me grab something to eat now, because who knows how long I'm going to be standing around and if I'm going to be able to find something later. So now I'm here early so I can pick out something to eat, just because I want to pick out something to eat. But I don't know what to eat.
It didn't take long for me to settle on Heights Falafel because I usually like this kind of food. But man, I was straight up disappointed. I'm sorry.
I make an attempt, didn't work. It wasn't a good attempt. Anyway, so I kept it moving. After I made that attempt, I kept it moving. I get down, and as I get closer to the river, I start seeing people coming back up already. And I'm not paying it any mind. I'm just like, yo, they just walking this way, I'm walking that way. No big deal. But when I get right up to where they're letting people in the park for the fireworks, I notice there's this huge line. And I hear the guy make an announcement, and he says, please have your passes ready. And I'm like, passes? What the heck are they talking about passes? Right? So then I go and I ask one of the officers, and they said, yeah, you were supposed to buy a pass online. You know, now all that research I did, there was nothing online on the 4th that said you can buy a pass. And it turns out, I guess the reason it wasn't is because they were all sold out. So I had no idea you needed a pass to get in. Now I'm all the way out here in Brooklyn, I've gone through all this to get where I'm at, and I can't get in to see the fireworks. So, but I'm not thinking give up. I'm thinking of how am I going to get in to see the fireworks. So next thing I do is I start walking toward the promenade. But the closer I got to the promenade, I started seeing a line for people, and I didn't know what they were waiting in line for. But I just stopped, went online, went on my phone, go on the internet, and I said, let me see if I can get a ticket online or a pass or something online. There was nothing. And as I'm standing there, I don't know what to do. So I'm just standing there. And these two couples walk by. And one of the women in the couple, I hear her say, it's only about a quarter mile that way. You know, so I'm just like, yo, just follow them. I don't know why I felt that, but something said just follow them. So I followed them, but I went into the street to follow them because I didn't want to be right up on them. You know, I don't want this black man following these four white people. Right? So I went up on the side. They were on the sidewalk. I went up in the street, and I figured I'd walk adjacent to where they were and just see what was up. So they kept walking, and we came up on these lines. First line we came up on, they kept walking, and I pulled up behind, like, to the last guy on line and asked him, what is this line for? And the dude was like, it's for the D section for the people to get in to the park. I'm looking down, and this line is long, yo. And we come up on another line, and this one is crazy. It's just as long, right? But somehow I lose the two couples. I don't know if that was the line they were trying to get to, but I lose them. But I keep it walking. And when I get to the end of that line, I see that's where people are going, not into the park, but they're going past one of the checkpoints. I didn't know that, but that's what they're doing. They're trying to get past one of the checkpoints. So I don't know what to do. I stand there and I ask one of the officers, you know, what's going on? Is there any way I can get in? So I'm thinking, all right, now it's 7 o'clock and the sun is beaming. The sun is beaming. And I'm just like, yo, so I try to pull myself into the shade a little and figure out what to do. And I don't know what to do. And I wish I'd filmed that part, but I look across the street after like 15 minutes. I look across the street and something says, just walk down that way. So I start walking down that way, and I get to a corner, and I have to stop because there's like this ambulance, and the ambulance is blowing like sirens. There's two of them actually, two sirens, and they're going. So everybody has to stop to let them go by. And I look down another street, and I see people coming from down there. Someone says, just go down that way. So I walk down that way. Next thing I know, I come to a street. Now this is a lot of walking. You know, like remember, I first got there was 6. Now it's like 7:30 or something like that. And I'm trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do? I see these 2 trucks that are barricading the area so people can't go beyond the trucks. You have to have a pass to go beyond, I guess, where the trucks are. And I see this one woman, she just comes and walks between the trucks. And I'm thinking, yo, just walk between the trucks. I don't do that. I see another area where when the officers are checking the passes, you could just walk through. So I did that. I walked right on past. While they weren't looking, I walked right on in. And I look up ahead, and I'm like, yo, I am in. So I start walking. I see a bunch of people walking toward the park. So I start walking. And then I walk maybe about 200 yards, and I see there's another line. So I'm like, all right, I guess you gotta get on this line. So I get on the line, and I'm thinking I'm good to go, right? So we get on the line's moving slow. I'm making my way up to the front. And just as we get too close to where you can enter the park, that's how far I got, right? Just as we get there, I hear them announce, please have your bags open so we can check your bags and look inside your bags. So they do that. I open my bag, but now when I open my bag, they say move up. When they say move up, I'm now inside the park. I'm inside the park, right? And so the officer checks my bag, and I'm cool, like good. He looks through. I said, you don't want to see that? Because I'm happy. I don't care. You can look through everything. You know? He's like, no, that's cool. We're good. Go over to the next officer and show them your pass. And I'm like, oh shit. So I walk over to the next officer. And this is a young dude. And I tell him, it's like, yo, dude, I don't have a pass. And he's like, oh, you need a pass to go in. And I'm like, yeah, but see, I didn't know that. They just let me in. I came all the way out here. I didn't know. They said, is there any way you can just let me in? I said, well, I can't let you in. Maybe she can let you in. She's higher ranked than I am. So He walks over to her, and she's like, "No, I can't let him in." Right? So ask the sergeant. So we go over to the sergeant, which is closer to the entrance of where we came in. The sergeant's like, if you don't have a pass, you can't get in. He's like, "Oh, sergeant, like, and I'm just like, damn, right? It's just me. Can you just let just one guy? I'm not with a bunch of people. It's just me. Can I just, can you look the other way and let me in?" He said, "I can't let you in." He said, "Maybe if we ask the park ranger." And I'm like, I look over and it's a sister over there. So the guy that initially took me, he walks over, he tells her that I don't have a pass. And she looks back, she says, "Well, I don't have a pass. I can't let him in." And she looks back and she goes, "What can I do for you, sir?" And I say, "Well, I don't want to yell this." And I whisper in her ear, I tell her the story. And she's like, "Well, I don't really care if you go in. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You can go in edifies." And I'm like, "Really?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Can you let the sergeant know? Can you give him the thumbs up or something?" And she did. And boom, I'm in. Yo, it was crazy. I'm actually in this joint.
Sun is hitting my face, I'm unfazed, I need this. Calling out my name, say meet me cities away.
It's now 10 to 8.
Trust the current takes me safe ashore. Now this is my remedy, let the seas sway with me, regaining my energy, let the seas sway with me, my remedy, let the seas sway with me, regaining my
I'm feeling good because the first thing I realized is with all that, this is like an hour and a half later, right? If I was with anybody else, whether it be a girlfriend, whether it be my boys, whether it been anybody else, they would have been like, "Yo, let's just turn around. Let's just go to a bar or something and check it out there." They would not have said, "Let's keep walking." They would, or I would have felt uncomfortable dragging them all the way out there, and I probably would have given up if I was with someone else. But being by myself, I didn't even think quit. I just thought, let me just figure out the next thing to do. Damn. Yo, that was just ridiculous. That's the best I've ever seen. I've made many attempts to get down here. So hopefully you now know you can do it too. I do recommend though, you look online next year for the fireworks. Look online, buy your tickets. But I gotta say, man, seeing it from this side was stupid. Stupid easy, stupid cool. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like, and if you're not already, subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you know when I drop the next one. Peace.